G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today what I'm going to do is a quick overview on a brand new drone that's just been released on the market. This one came in from Banggood actually today guys, and I've been eagerly awaiting to feature this one on the channel when I chose it about 3 weeks ago. So it arrived today and here it is. This is a new EX5 Pro foldable drone, pretty much based on the original Mavic Mini in its size, styling. If we rewind about a year ago, you'd probably remember my videos on the Eachine, the original Eachine EX5. I made quite a few videos on that one late last year. I'd done a review video, a distance test, and a couple of modification videos. And I remember in one of those videos that I filmed towards the end of last year that I actually predicted that Eachine would bring out an EX5 Pro probably in a couple of months, okay? Thanks very much for watching guys. I had fun flying this EX5. It's a pity that it doesn't have a SD card DVR. I really would have liked to seen that, but I've got a gut feeling that, what these companies are like, they'll end up bringing a Eachine EX5 Pro version that may have a 2-axis gimbal and an SD card DVR. They've done that with other drones before. There is room for improvement. I've got a feeling that's what's going to happen with this particular one. Yeah, doing really good. Look how stable that is. The Eachine EX5 guys, the budget GPS drone. I have a feeling they're going to bring out a pro version of this one guys. I just have that gut feeling that they're going to bring out one with a 2-axis gimbal. Okay. But here it is, about a year later guys, nearly to the day, and Eachine didn't make this one, which is actually surprising. As you can see here on the top left hand corner of the box, it's actually being produced by a company called DOMIBOT, and I've actually never heard of that branding before, but yeah, Eachine didn't make this one. But as you can see here, this is definitely an Eachine EX5 Pro upgraded version of the original, and we do have a gimbal on this one. They do state on the back here that this one has a 4K camera with a 3-axis gimbal, and also has image stabilization, which on this side of the box here goes through some of the features. So we've got a mechanical pan tilt zoom camera, so they're referring to the gimbal. We've got speed control, of course, 1 key return, headless mode, altitude hold. We've got a HD camera. Now this does boast that it has a 4K at 30 frames per second camera with EIS, okay, electronic image stabilization, and GPS. Now this does have dual GPS. It's got the GPS module and a GLONASS module, so it should pick up a whole heap of satellites. So today what we're going to do guys is have a quick look at it. I'm not going to have enough time to fly it today because these batteries, from memory of the original, they do only charge via USB, and they do take quite a bit of time to charge. So what I'm going to do, just a quick overview. We'll have a look at this new updated EX5 Pro model, and then in another video I'll take it for a full flight test. So let's check out the new EX5 Pro. Alright guys, so first things first, we have the exact same carry case as last year's model. Okay, it's pretty sturdy. It's got some pretty decent zippers on this one, and a carry handle. The only difference between this and last year's model is that last year's model had the Eachine insignia logo on there. So let's open this one up. Okay, we've got some foam covering the drone and the transmitter. We also got some documentation up there, as well as the spare parts and charger. All right, so let me just put that aside. Let's have a look at what we get as far as the documentation quickly, and we'll grab that out as well. All right, so we have 2 user manuals here. One's in English and one is in Italian by the look of it. Looks like there's some other languages as well. So yeah, very good booklets from Eachine. Very easy to read and very informative. Okay, so it goes through everything you need to know, especially if you're a beginner. I suggest that you do actually read through this carefully before you fly the drone. Here's the QR code. So we've got the VS GPS Pro app. I've used this app quite a few times on certain drones in this price range. So we're going to be using that. That's what it looks like there. So you can go ahead and just get your QR code scanner on your phone and download the app that way, or just go on Google Play Store and or the App Store, and then just look for that logo, type in VS GPS Pro, all right, to download the app, and it just goes through all the app functions and features. Okay guys, so yeah, very good booklet. Definitely give this a read, especially if you're new to flying drones. But even if you're not new to flying drones, you want to have a look at the user manual anyway. Okay, and what comes included in that bag, we get the USB to micro USB charger, a full set of props as you can see here, the screwdriver to attach the props, and some spare screws. Okay, so onto the drone itself here. As you can see, it's just neatly packed inside this foam casing. We have the 3 battery version here. Here's the 2 extra batteries here, guys. So let's have a quick look at the milliamp hours on this one. They are a modular battery, okay? They're all encased in this proprietary casing. It's exactly the same as the original Eachine EX5 from last year, except as you can see, it's just underneath a different labeling here, DOMIBOT. And it comes in at 2200 milliamp hour, 2S battery, 25C. It says a lithium polymer, okay? So these are lipos in this, even though the casing is rounded off to look like it would house 2 18650 cells like a DJI Mavic Mini. Don't be fooled, these are actually lipos inside, because I did open up one of the original EX5 lipos last year, and it's just a normal standard lipo. But so yeah, if you've got the original Eachine EX5, I can't see why you wouldn't be able to use them on this new EX5 Pro model. They're exactly the same. So yeah, I've got the 3 battery version here. You can obviously get this in the 1 battery, 2 battery, or 3 battery models. All right, so let's have a quick look at the controller. Now this controller looks pretty similar to the original one of last year. There are some slight differences to it. Immediately I can see that the actual phone clip is thicker and looks more sturdier. Fit a rather large phone in there, guys. Gimbal sticks are pretty similar. We don't have an on and off switch like last year. I'm pretty sure that one had an on and off switch. Instead we got a push button power button here. All right guys, we've got some LED lights obviously in the middle. Here is the compass calibration button key, okay, to compass calibrate it. On the top here we have the speed switch. I'm pretty sure this has 2 speeds, maybe even 3. We'll soon check that out in my flight video. Here is the wheel for the gimbal, okay. On this side we have the return to home button, and we've got the camera button. So one quick press would be for taking photos. Hold it down for a couple of seconds would be for taking video. Now looking at these antennas, they look like they've been restyled. These are actually a lot longer, these antennas here. So I don't know if they're faux antennas or not. Let's have a look. I can't see a wire in that one, and there's no wire in that one. So yeah, these are fake antennas, guys. All right, but they actually have changed the length of them. The other ones used to only come up to here. So yeah, it's a slightly different controller, but not far off the original EX5 one from last year. And on the back of this one, I think we're going to have to put 4 AAA or AA batteries. Alright guys, so here is the EX5 Pro. I actually keep wanting to say Eachine EX5, but this is not an Eachine this year. But yeah, anyway, it looks pretty good in black. I really do like the black. Last year it was like a greyish sort of colour, like a light grey. Very similar to the actual Mavic Mini colour. But as you can see here, it does have the same design as last year's model, except we've got a gimbal on the front here. It does have that same sort of rubber texture, which I do like. It's not like shiny plastic or anything like that. But as you can see, the front of it is exactly the same. It's got that blue lens on the front. Same motors, same LEDs on the arm. So let's actually fold these out. And there it is there. There's a footprint of the drone itself. And it does have the exact same 1503 brushless motors as last year's model. And these motors actually look identical to the Mavic Mini ones as well. Okay, all the arms look very similar too. The rear door for the battery is very similar to the Mavic Mini. Okay, and we've got the third battery in here, as you can see. Just get that out. It's actually in there pretty tight. Okay, I can see why. They've put a little ring around it so it doesn't connect, to keep it from connecting to the drone, so it doesn't go flat in transit. But it does clip in like that, and you close the door. Now, one great thing about this particular EX5 Pro model, guys, is that it is not Wi-Fi based only, guys. So it actually does take an SD card, as you can see here. Please use a Class 10 card. And we do have a DVR this time. Now, that is awesome. Last year I did mention that I wished the Eachine EX5 had an SD card implemented to it. I believe there was the actual empty slot on last year's model. That's why I probably mentioned it. But yeah, that's a real good bonus. Most of these drones, even with the 2 or 3 axis gimbals these days, around this sort of price range, most of these drones online are Wi-Fi only based still, and I just don't understand that. So that's a big plus for this one. I'm glad they included a actual DVR, so that's going to be really great. We're not going to get drop frames anymore, or we shouldn't get any drop frames, rather than relying on a recording that will only be transmitted by Wi-Fi straight to your phone. Now, as you can see on one of the front arms here, it does claim that it's got EIS, which is electronic image stabilization, and it should record at 4K at 30 frames per second. So hopefully that is a true specification statement. We'll soon find out when I fly it on another video. So that does look promising anyway, that the camera has been upgraded. So I'll just take the gimbal cover off, guys, and let's have a closer look at the camera. Okay, so let's peel that sticker off, and there goes the gimbal guard. That come off pretty easy. Now here's the camera and gimbal, guys. Now they do state this is a 3-axis gimbal with a 150-degree wide-angle lens. So I believe the actual lens is about 30 degrees wider than the original. I believe the original EX5 was 120 degree field of view. So they have actually upgraded the camera, which is good to see. Supposed to take 4K photos, of course, and shoot in 4K 30 frames per second, as they say on the arm here. Now this Pro model states on the box anyway that it's got a 3-axis gimbal. So we've got the axis there for the roll and tilt, up and down, of course, and the third one should be like a yaw, and just feels like a bit of dampening there more than anything. We'll have to see. I don't want to force it, guys, or damage it, but it does move a little bit, as you can see here, left and right. So yeah, I won't play around with it while it's not turned on. It also has a dampening system there, so hopefully you can see that. Just there, the rubber dampening system above the gimbal housing. So yeah, it should take some decent footage with the gimbal here, as well as the EIS image stabilization. So I look forward to trying it out. You know, this drone has all the other features that you expect from drones these days. We have you know, the orbiting mode, the intelligent follow me mode, also has waypoints. It actually says here aircraft retrieval function. So I guess if you happen to lose this drone, you'll be able to find it via the app, which is a good thing. Be able to retrieve your drone that way. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let's just turn it on. Let's hold it down and see the lights. There we go. So it's got the exact same lights as the original model. We've got a couple of little LEDs on the back legs, none on the front, but we do have the visor blue LED light here as well. Okay guys, well, on the actual online listing on Banggood, it does say that the new EX5 Pro weighs in at 263 grams. So let's just test the weight on my digital scale here. I'll turn it on, wait till it zeroes out. Okay, so it's all tared out on 0. the EX5 Pro there, and as you can see, it weighs 258 grams, 0.64, so 258.64 grams. So it does go over that 250 gram weight limit. So if you're in the USA, you are going to have to register this drone. So anyway, guys, for now, thanks very much for watching this overview of the new EX5 Pro. Like I said, I'm going to do a full flight test in another video, okay, because it is rather windy today. It is the afternoon, and these batteries are actually going to take forever to charge. They do take quite a bit of time to charge because they are 2200 milliamp hour batteries. I have 3 of them here, so I'm going to charge up at least a couple of them. One for the full flight test, and I'll do a distance test thereafter, all right, in another separate video. So in the meantime, if you'd like to check this one out, it is from Banggood. I'll leave a link in the description below. I believe it's on flash sale for around $200 US or thereabouts at the moment for the 3 battery version like I have here. Obviously, if you want the 1 battery version, it's going to cut the price down by quite a bit. So just check it out if you wish, and especially if you got the, you know, the EX5 original, you're more than likely going to be able to use the batteries out of that one. So it's up to you guys. You can check it out in the description below. Until next time, guys, thanks very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video. Till then, happy flying.